Carmelo Anthony's trial has begun, and during the jury selection process, the prosecutor and defenders weeded out 3 black individuals. One of them claims directly that they were not comfortable putting another black man in jail. 2 others were educators. This happened at a place of education. Now, people are saying that the jury is entirely white. That is not true. Just because there are no black people in the jury doesn't mean that there is not an Asian and Arab individual on the jury. Legal advocates have to show that there's no racial bias in their selection process, and they were challenged, and they demonstrated that they had other reasons. Now, you can tell the family doesn't truly believe that Carmelo Anthony is actually innocent. After they raised $600,000 from his murder, which is like a ghetto lottery for these people, they spent it all on a house, a car, and private security, and he is indigent and he's being defended by the state. Blacks online are now saying the fix is in. Research into black juries shows that black juries are 30% less likely to convict a actual black criminal, but 300% more likely to convict a white criminal. Black judges often reduce the sentence for black criminals. We saw Christopher Thompson, a 21-year-old black rapist who kidnapped a woman, robbed her, forced her to take money out of the ATM, and then raped her twice in an afternoon in her car. A black judge reduced his sentence by 30 years. Or Tavari Pearson, who was at a treatment facility for committing sexual assault, and then he smashed his therapist in the head with a rock and then raped her as she was unconscious, and he got sentenced to 6 months in jail because, quote, he was a black boy. That is according to Judge Erica Below. She has since resigned. Another black female judge in New York City released multiple violent black criminals who went on to reoffend, like 32-year-old Ramel Burke, who murdered a 76-year-old man, Ross Falzone, by pushing him down the stairs. O.J. Simpson was acquitted almost entirely because he was black, and his trial happened after the Rodney King riots, during which random black people roamed the street to beat up and murder random white people. That is a real thing that happened. Now, the Community Relations Service, which was founded by the US government during the Civil Rights Act, was made to ensure that white people do not hear this news, and that families are threatened and forced to tell people to not make crime into a racial issue. The recent Rick Chow case, where he was found not guilty, has a lot of black people online very angry. So if there was a black person on the jury in this trial, it would be a serious conflict of interest because they would be even more biased than usual. You can tell that blacks online don't care when a black criminal has committed a real crime. They always believe, despite the fact that they have genuinely committed a crime, that it's systemic oppression. They used this to try to defend Ma'Khia Bryant. Just remember how blacks online celebrated Rodney Hinton Jr., who, after his son was shot by police for carrying a weapon, stealing vehicles, and pointing a gun at cops, he went out, got a car, and ran over a random unrelated police officer, and blacks celebrated this as if he was some hero. If you care about public safety at all, you would be thankful that Carmelo Anthony does not have any blacks on his jury, so that way the law might actually be enforced, and this person might actually be put in prison, at least for 30 years, if not a life sentence, which is what he deserves.